Alright, malicious, delicious people, welcome to another video. Today's video is going to be one of, actually not, it is my favorite secondary. I know it sounds weird for me to have my favorite Warframe be Ureli, and my favorite weapon be her weapon, but it's unironically the fact that I really love her entire kit. So, I'm just saying what I'm talking about, and that is the Kompressa Prime. Sorry, I had a weird slur there. But, yeah, the Kompressa Prime is very interesting. It's got a little bit more, hold on, let me see. Yeah, boom, swap. There we go. So you got 16% crit chance, which isn't going to matter too much because we are going to be using Innovate with this as per usual. Critical damage is not raised, instead still at 1.8, which seems bad, but the total damage, the base total damage, is still increased by a lot. So technically it kind of sort of evens out, which is really nice. And then status for projectile is up by another 6%, which makes a huge difference, allowing it to get a lot more status procs when you give it like 2 60-60 mods. This is what we're going to be using. And just to let you know, this is in fact a damage compressor, which can also prime as well. Works really good with the Daikyu Prime, which I should be able to get a hold of later, but I gotta get a hold of that. I might even try to buy it, but it's still very expensive right now. But yeah, let me take it to the simulacrum and I'll show you exactly what it do. Alright, so I want to go after a little bit of a mechanic first. So it fires a base of 4 projectiles, boom, but in actuality, judging from how Enervate gets raised by 60 after the first explosion, and the way that Enervate doesn't actually get affected by the multi-shot, according to my test, the Kompressa Prime and the Kompressa explode 5 times. So in total, you're hitting the target 6 times per pellet, right? And a really interesting thing, as hope it still works, I didn't test it yet. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's see. Is he gonna? Oh, let's do a 4th one. Hey! Okay, so what happened there is really interesting. There is a mechanic with this modding that is really cool. Basically, magnetic procs, once it hits 10 procs, does a I think it was a 30% more electricity damage based on the total health of the enemy. Meaning, if you armor strip and do this thing where you give them maximum viral procs, you actually are able to essentially kill it, right? Keep in mind, I have tested this in an actual level cap, and keep in mind the only thing stopping me from doing the level cap with Ureli and the Kompressa was actually the fact that, basically, I was hit with some bugs, which for some reason the game has been very buggy lately, but that's very unfortunate. But, I'm pretty damn sure from my calculations, with Ureli, this can do level cap without priming, right? It's actually really nice. Well, then again, Ureli is priming, but this is what it does to regular enemies. Keep in mind when it comes to doing this specifically, the regular one, actually you have to do 2 passes instead of just 1, right? So a single pass is capable of killing things. So the almost 20% increase in base damage is actually a huge difference. Even though there isn't a raised, critical damage, but I honestly think it does make up for it, although DE, I kind of sort of expected you guys to give me crit damage, but I understand. This is, if you know what you're doing with this weapon, which keep in mind, both Ureli and her weapon are investment-based weapons. if you don't know what you're doing, and you don't put enough investment either, you're not going to be able to do much with this. Literally just like your Raleigh. So, yeah, that's what I like about this weapon. It makes you feel smart, so, yeah. I'm going to take this into a real mission now. I'm going to stop rambling, and yeah, we'll see what to do. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, Gina, why did you switch to the regular Urali instead of the Prime? And I would say specifically that's because the Prime currently has 2 green Archon shards on here, and I'm using Corrosive, so that would skew my results. So, yeah, let me go over here, use my survivability, and let's do this. So, keep in mind, like I said, I'm using Enervate. So, because I'm using Enervate, I am not being affected by Urani's passive as much. So all these red crits are actually because of the weapon itself, right? Give me back my fucking weapon, you asshole. Dude, I hate these guys. Anyway, but yeah, as you can see, it does some pretty good damage. Not much else to explain here. I explained everything during the simulacrum part, but this is basically how it goes. And keep in mind that part that I said, the magnetic proc caused a electric proc to happen, actually happens when you pop shields too. So if you have a shielded enemy that you ended up, you know, taking the shield off of, and they have a big enough shield, you actually will do amazing damage to them, right? That's also if they survive the first 2 hits, because with the Kompressa being more powerful now, the Prime, it actually is doing enough damage to basically kill them before the shield breaks. So technically it looks like a lot less damage, but it's because the electric proc isn't procking, it's the heat proc doing it. So, yeah. Also, I think I'm done explaining, so I'll see you in that light. Also, yes, there we go. I don't know how much damage I did, but I just did 2 tick damage, so, yeah. I'll shoot in that light. Alright, there he is. Let's go to an open area. I'm pretty sure it's Mania. Is it Mania? No, it's not. Wait, is this Stalker? Oh, it's Inks. Hey, Inks. Hi, Inks. How you doing, baby? And we have a moistened kitty. I also want to do I'm also gonna do a sentient squad too. So let's stay tuned for that. Alright, here they come. I believe I got their attention. Yeah, they're gone, so they should be here soon. There we go. And dead. And dead. Is there another one? Oh no, I'm not sure if there's another one. Looks like there's not another one. Hey! Stop taking my compressor! Stop it! Asshole, where'd you go? I'm getting him before I leave. Where'd you go? There you are. Fuck your dogs. I'm a cat person. Bitch.
The longer you hold out, the deeper.
Alright, here's some Thrax. I'll show you them as well. They have overguard, so I do want to show you the mechanic. Oh, if I can fucking. There we go. Our overguard goes down, and they get hit. Oh, I'm not using the right stats for this. There we go. Overguard goes down, and they're dead. I do not believe I don't think I hit maximum magnetic procs, but if you're fighting the level cap enemies, they actually do reach maximum magnetic procs. So it should be a lot more impressive. Keep in mind, because of how much effective health they have, and because it's based off of effective health, the Thrax units will actually end up getting one-shot by the electric proc eventually, especially if you fully armor strip them, so keep that in mind. Alright, let's see you in the outro. Alrighty then, that was the Kompressa Prime. Keep in mind, I've taken this exact build to level cap, and I've actually managed to use it with the regular version. So this one's actually a lot more powerful. And it did in fact kill a level cap enemy. And with Threx units, you actually are able to one-shot when their overguard goes down. And to show you how that is, I'll be explaining a few things when we get to the build section, which is right now. Magnetic Might, Pistol Pestilence, Jolt, Prime Heated Charge, and Pistol Elementalist. That's the secret, especially since you also have base Viral. You technically can do the same thing with Corrosive too, but base Viral is pretty good with that, so the Kompressa is technically one of the only weapons that can kind of start to do this. You do it with Corrosive too, but base Viral specifically on the Kompressa is extremely good against Overguard and shields. So that's like the secret to being able to one-shot the Cat. Well, not one-shot, but keep in mind as well, with your ready is kind of sort of how this works. So it's more like a with your ready thing, because damage vulnerability counts similarly to the Bane mod, because statuses affecting the target is as if it's striking the enemy a second time. And so that basically makes it take into consideration damage vulnerability and Bane mods again, right? So that's pretty cool. But we also have the status to 79%, which also helps with giving us more statuses per shot. Keeping in mind, when it hits the target, it then explodes 5 times each pellet. So, yeah. Then you have Hornet Strike for base damage, Prime Target Cracker for pure damage, Magnetic Might also counts for pure damage, and using Power Diffusion. You can also switch to Galvanized Diffusion if you want to ramp up this build and make it a little bit more powerful. But I tend to go with non-ramp up builds if I really take the build seriously. And we have Prime Ammo Mutation just for comfort, because sometimes we do run out of ammo, and this alleviates that. We also have Secondary Innovate to stand in for the crit mods, but keep in mind that you can also switch out Elementalist for a crit mod if you really wanted to. Or you can also switch out Hornet Strike for a crit mod if you really wanted to as well. Either one works fine if you wanted to do a ramped up build, especially with, I believe Merciless is actually a good bet. But, yeah, this is the build I suggest, but, you can do whatever you want with this. Keep in mind, I tend to make my builds without the Warframe taking into consideration, as well as the ability to use any supporting weapons, any drones, or any pets, whatever you want to do, because I truly believe that not only are you smart enough to figure it out, but I also believe that you guys probably don't want to be forced to use anything. So yeah, freedom is very important for games. It's very much what the gaming is all about. So yeah, that's the build. I enjoyed making this weapon. It's a very good weapon. So yeah, have wonderful, wonderful nightmares. I will see you in them. Remember, if you're watching my content, I know you're into it. Honey, honey. Good night.